Hi, I'm Vallery Brown, and I'm here with ethnobotanist Stephen Bond of the Chickasaw Nation. Hi, Stephen.
Hello, Vallery.
So, ethnobotany. There are two words it's one word that is actually two words that we're kind of familiar with, but kind of explain what is ethnobotany.
Okay, well,
what is it the study of?
Well, like any discipline that starts with ethno, it's kind of like the study of the culture. So ethnohistory is the history of the culture, or ethnobotany is studying a culture through the plants, kind of.
So you're studying the culture of specifically the Chickasaws through the plants. How did you get into this line of study? And how did you become aware that this was, I think many people might not have heard of this before. How did you become aware of it?
Okay, well, how I got into it, I guess, first of all, I've always been interested in nature, and I am Chickasaw, I'm Chickasha say, so I've always had this kind of relationship with the plants and heard stories growing up, and so that was interesting, and I too lived out in the country and would run around in the woods and collect plants, and was shown things by my father and my grandfather or great grandfather rather, but during my studies I was a biologist and studied ecology and kind of saw an applicable route to apply my studies and work with my own culture. So do something to give back to my own people. And then as I got into that, I realized that it's much larger than that, and it's got broad ramifications. The knowledge of a culture's plants, and because in Oklahoma, the tribes have a huge presence. So it's hard to do things in terms of like natural resources without acknowledging the culturally important plants, and it's a sensitive issue.
Okay, so how do you hope that what your research and your study affects the tribe and Oklahomans in general? What do you hope comes out of your research and your study?
Well, a lot of it is preservation, but also to incorporate it into everyday life. So that's both applicable for my tribe, my nation, as well as the others, and also to kind of create some material or to facilitate the preservation or like conservation of natural resources in general. So it all goes hand in hand. If a stream is just a stream, unless we associate some other use to it, then that lends more material for preservation and all kinds of associated things.
So more specifically, just to break it down to brass tacks, what are you studying exactly as far as the plants, and how do you share that information with the members of your tribe? Is it primarily food and the food that you traditionally ate and things like that, or are there broader applications?
Well, I think when people hear the word ethnobotany and think about ethnobotany, they often think about medicine, and that's part of it. But it's also the food, and I brought some things to share. These are sticks for stickball, and all the southeastern cultures would have played stickball, and this is made from a plant. It's these are actually made from hickory, and then I brought some corn. And this is the corn, or the tanchi, this is the Chickasha Napoli for corn, or maize. This many of our seeds are in danger, so if people aren't growing them and continuing on this planting this ancestral seed, we're going to lose that forever. So we have programs, or I work with children and adults and everybody in between. Many of our elders to do like gardening demonstrations, and to help people maybe get a hold of some seed that they need, and there's all kinds of programs outside of what I do that teach people how to make sticks, or working with our elders, and we basically try to bring our youth to our knowledgeable citizens, and so many of us do to just kind of continue on the culture. That was very much what it was. It was passed down. A lot of this stuff is hands-on. It's not necessarily textbook. There wasn't a Chickasaw to be Chickasaw textbook.
No written word.
Yeah. So and there is now, but it's not. That's not the old culture. The ways were to pass it down, and to show people hands-on, to learn from your elders.
So in a sense, you're passing on through your knowledge, your scientific knowledge and your knowledge of Chickasaw culture. You're passing on information to members of your tribe and to other people who might be interested in their connections with the land and with nature.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of the ways that, it may not necessarily always be me passing on. I kind of facilitate some of these things, so I act as like a conduit to bring the knowledge and maybe put it in a written word, or there's scholarly articles, and there's different workshops, and there's all kinds of different venues to pass on this knowledge. But I guess the bottom line is to kind of to document some of these things and to help maintain it and facilitate the passing on of the knowledge.
I'm Vallery Brown, and thank you for joining us on Sunday Conversation.